Good morning. Brakes. And once the engine runs and the brakes work, we're done.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of BleepinJeep, and do I have a story for you. Now if you guys recognize this Jeep, oh, not this one. This one. And if you guys recognize this is the one that I bought my son. We went out and purchased a vehicle, showed you how to get it on a discounted rate, things to look for when you're buying a new car, and this vehicle actually started acting up for him. He's been using it for college. It hasn't given him any grief, but he's been on the other side of the state over in Sioux Falls, and now he's having some issues. Let's see what's going on. So his problem is the vehicle won't start. It's dying going down the road and it won't start. Now we took this to the dealership. He said, "Dad, I'm having issues." It was middle of the night. I said, "Send it to the dealer. I'm not going to be over there. Have them check it out." Now what the dealer did is they charged me a lot of money, said that they fixed it, and my son didn't even make it a mile from the dealer and it was already acting up again. It shut off on him, but he was able to restart it this time. He couldn't start it before. Once it died, it just died. Now it's restarting, but it'll just die and then restart. So I went ahead and drove out there and checked it out, and I thought maybe it was the oil pressure switch. So I changed that out, and I've shown you guys how to change that out on this vehicle actually. Did not fix it. And then finally the key immobilization went off again and it said, "You're not driving me." So when I called up the dealership and asked them what they repaired, they actually did nothing. They just reset the skim. And I'm like, well, the skim is the problem. I thought you guys replaced it. And they said, "Oh no, we can't even get it. So we just hope that resetting it would work." Now, if you're unfamiliar with the skim module or the security key immobilization module, then it looks like this. It just sits inside your steering column. This is actually the circle that goes around your key. When your key goes in here, there's a sensor in here that recognizes this key so that it can't be stolen. When you start it, that'll let you actually start your vehicle. If this key is the wrong key or it doesn't have a chip code in it, then without that chip, it won't start. What's happening is mine is not recognizing the key anymore, and it'll shut off. And then it says, "I'm trying to steal my own car." Now the problem when this is happening is you are dead in the water, and you can't really do anything about it in a very fast pace of time. So if it dies on you on the highway or the interstate or in a high traffic area, you're going to be pushing your vehicle at least into a parking lot. But I can show you a real quick trick on how to temporarily get it to start again. This will work with basically any early 2000 model Jeep that has a skim. This is going to reset it, and this is what the dealer charged me an exuberant amount of money for. So the first thing we need to do is just take a 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter and take the hot lead off this battery. All right, make sure it's not going to touch the hot on the battery when you let that cord just hang. Now we need to come into the steering wheel. All right, this is just the cover for your steering column, and right here is just 2 little T20 Torx head screws. And once you take those out of the bottom, the rest just kind of snaps apart and falls out. Most of these Jeeps are going to be exactly like this. Like it may be a Phillips head or anything else, but like a Grand Cherokee, this works for Grand Cherokees, this works for Wranglers. I've reset a few of these skims temporarily just to get home, but you need that 1/2 inch wrench and you need whatever it is to get in here. In this case, it's a T20 Torx. Now on this Liberty, I can just pull this and that comes down, and I have a little better access to this steering column. And all I want to do is unplug that skim module. So right here is the plug for this exact skim module that's given me issues. And we're just going to push that in and take that out. At this point, you have 2 options. You can either wait about 10 minutes for everything to make sure there's no charge left in the system, or you can do what I do, and you just take this hot lead right here and you rub it on the ground. Now what that's going to do is that's going to take any of the hot, if there's any residual power in anything, I just took it out by rubbing that on the ground. Now we just want to plug our skim back in and hook our battery back up. Moment of truth, let's see if it starts. Hey, I can pull up the garage now and then figure out what I need to do here to fix it. Okay, so the reality of what that took, if I wasn't explaining it, was just a couple of minutes if I have the right tools. That is what the dealer charged me a bunch of money for, and I can do that myself very quick, and so can you. So now what made me upset is when the dealer told me they cannot get the skim module. They cannot get a mobilization module. They said they don't make them, they don't exist. I did a quick Google search and immediately found brand new ones and refurbished ones. Now, brand new one is right about $300, $350, $360, which is still less than I paid the dealer. But the downside to buying a brand new one is then I would still have to take it into the dealer and have them program it and program the keys and set it up for the VIN and everything else. I also found refurbished ones on eBay for about $170-ish, $150, $170-ish dollars. And they came with 2 keys and they pre-program it to your VIN. So you give them the VIN, they program it, and they send you 2 uncut keys. Now, if you've ever had a program key cut, you know exactly how much money that is. That's probably the cost of just those 2 keys. So, same process, disconnect the battery. I just got to disconnect that skim module again. So just take this part out, and then it kind of slides down, and boom. This is my refurbished one with a little sticker that says secure, so it's been programmed, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in. So the 2 new keys they gave me are already programmed to that skim module. All I got to do is get them cut. All right, just went into town, got the keys cut. It was actually kind of a hassle because they couldn't just plug it in and cut it because they want you to buy a key, and the keys come with the module. So, but it wasn't a big deal. They cut them for me, so now I can replace this bad one with these 2 new ones, hopefully. Let's go back and find out. Started. Sweet. 1 fob, 2 keys, works for me. In case you're wondering too, this is a cold weather trick. This is just sound deadener, and I wrap the battery with it because it gets so cold up here, batteries will actually freeze. So that's one thing you need to remember if you have a bad battery issue, is bring your battery inside before you charge it. Don't charge it out in the negative temperature weather, because it'll actually hurt the battery than help it. All right, I am the only one home right now. Should I go take it for a test drive and trust that it worked? I mean, it starts. If it dies, I'm gonna be in the woods. I'm a gambling man. Let's do it. We found Ian another vehicle for him to drive because he's young enough. I can't just rent him a car to drive, so we had to find him something else to drive while he's at school, since I had to take this back to work on it and I couldn't get the parts right away. I had to order them. So he has another vehicle to drive, and now I have this really nice leather interior Jeep Liberty that that we picked up, really reasonable. It has 149,000 miles on it. It runs good, it drives good. I got some stuff on my eye here. There we go. Why don't you guys tell me I was wearing mascara? Ugh. You know how you know that this is a teenage boy's truck? Christmas tree air freshener black ice. Alright, well, I'm in Rat's Nest because it died, it didn't make it, and I feel like it's probably a computer issue. So unfortunately, I am going to have to deal with a computer problem more than a skim problem. Even though it's pulling the skim, the key, it's got to be in the computer. So I'm probably going to reach out to Wrangler Fix and see what they can do. Darn it. Well, it broke down right in front of the house. I was just letting it idle, went and grabbed the mail, and it died. So I know there's an issue in the computer now. It's not just the skim that was bad, but it's the programming got corrupt or something that is not reading it at the computer. The light's staying solid. So good news, I just got off the phone with Mark at Wrangler Fix. He said he can definitely fix this computer and make it right. He said that that's a super common issue with all these Jeeps, like I was saying before, and they have a fix for it. They can repair it or they can delete it. They can do whatever you want. In this case, I think I'm just going to have them delete it at this point because I really just don't want this annoying issue with this security thing. Also, side note, if you guys ever heard of Wrangler Fix, you know, they specialize in Wranglers, but they also do it in all Jeeps, Mopars, you know, Dodges, Chryslers, whatever. And they also have branched out in some other things.
Push these back a little bit. And interesting that this had an authorized software update sticker on here, which means that they were probably in this at one time, and that could be why something is shorted out in here. But I am going to send it to the pros at Wrangler Fix.
All right, guys, if you watch some of the other videos I've done, then you know that I've had this sitting here for Matt's off-road recovery, for Matt Wetzel, and he is going to come up here at some point and pick this up, but he's going to fly in and try to drive this home. I thought he was just going to take it and go home. He asked me to pick it up for him, and it's got some really bad tires. Totally flat, totally dry rotted. Yeah, that's a piece of tire right there. So just so I can save time and help them out a little bit, I'm going to take these wheels and tires off, run them down, and get some tires put on because there's no way he's going to drive on those tires. This thing doesn't have brakes. It hasn't ran, so I'm curious what the plan is when he gets here. But hopefully he brings some tools. I got plenty of tools, I guess. Hopefully he brings some parts. She's on hover mode. Now I gotta take these tires and wheels in and see if there's any 13-inch tires in Rapid City at all that I can get mounted on these wheels. At least they're lightweight. Think that'll ride. And yes, I own a Kodiak. I've actually owned it longer than other people did. They saw mine and bought themselves one, but I know that I have lockout hubs. Yes, it's four-wheel drive. And the reason I got that Kodiak is because this Ford, while it still runs, drives, does all the things I need to do, it's only two-wheel drive. And up here, trying to travel in the winter with a rig on the back or pulling a trailer with a two-wheel drive truck isn't super fun. Morning. So I picked up Matt yesterday at the airport, him and Johnny Boy and Colin. And they stayed here at the Rocket Motel. So now I'm gonna pick them up and we're gonna go to breakfast. I got Shanna with me.
Hi.
And we're gonna go eat, and then we're gonna start working on this Corvair. Last night we were able to get the tires mounted up at Discount Tire. Since then the wind has actually blown over the Corvair off the stands because we get plenty of wind here in the Black Hills.
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you have a good night's sleep in the Rocket?
Amazing. This place came highly recommended by Colt, and it did not disappoint.
They have a sweet green shower.
It's not a Colt-sized shower, though.
It's a harder.
Yeah, it's like a child-sized shower.
So to make a car run, you probably got to have a battery. So we need a couple things at the parts store. Got parts for Corvair.
Yeah, tons of them. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. All right.
All right. First things first.
I poured gas in that one, and it's puking out the bottom of it.
In
The carburetor.
like through the fuel line, or
Well, it would come out through the shaft.
through the throttle shaft?
It seems to be in pretty good condition, but I've got 2 new carbs just to put on here. So,
Would you want to try these ones first, or
no. I know the accelerator pumps don't work in them.
Yeah, good point.
And I know that mine, the accelerator pumps
Yeah.
do work. We're going to try to get the engine running. That's number one. Once the engine runs, then we're going to do the brakes. And once the engine runs and the brakes work, we're done.
And then he's going to try to drive it all the way back to southern Utah. And by say try, he's gonna, but he's going to try to do it in a short period of time.
Right.
What's the success rate you deem to this project, Johnny
I
boy?
actually think there's pretty good odds.
Yeah?
Pretty good odds. This thing's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
So here's the deal. So I've done things a lot more stupid than this with success. I'm on a 47-year winning streak. Wait. Streak of good luck. I have lost a lot of things, but I've had pretty good luck.
So one of the things I'm going to do here is check to see the gas level, if there's even any in this tank. I'm going to stick a hose down there and see if I get anything on it. And then I'll at least know if this thing holds fuel or has fuel. It's probably kerosene by now, or if we actually need to put some in it. And I hope that it's not going to leak going back to the engine.
I couldn't tell if I was blown through it or not. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's liquid gas in there.
There's liquid in there. Do you want to try to crank anything now and see if it's clogged before? Oh yeah, it got me.
Okay. So let's. Woo! That is. Woo.
That is turpentine.
Ready?
No.
Nope.
How about now?
No.
Nope.
Still
Not
no.
ready.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to prime these carbs. Fill both of those up. Okay, go ahead and crank it.
Here we go. You're operating the gas?
You are. Stop.
Smells like I'm in high school all over again in
Yeah.
here. Turpentine getting something started.
That bad gas is really bad. That's like it's rotten and it's old and it's stale and it's fresh. Okay, fire it.
What?
I don't know if the fuel pump's pumping or not. We'll know when it runs out.
Yeah. Kick the fly out. There, right now.
Okay, we're out of fuel. So either the fuel pump's not pumping or there's a blockage in the fuel system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and we're going to blow back through this line and then we're going to suck and make sure that it's primed.
Okay.
Okay? The engine sounds good.
Yeah, sounds really good.
This smoke smells like,
Success.
yeah. The smoke. All right, go listen for the sweet sound of gurgling gas.
Carbs are primed. but it wouldn't stay running. So we blew back into the fuel tank, and it's blocked off somewhere. I heard very little bubbles, and then they heard no bubbles at all, so there's something wrong.
We're gonna unblock it.
We're gonna unblock it. And in case you're wondering, gas tank's up front, under the hood trunk.
What do you have for a drain pan?
Drain pan.
Okay. Okay, I need your air hose.
Want me to blow a little air on it?
Yeah, blow out like we were, and we'll see if we have any blockage here. I'm gonna get off the floor. Okay. There's no blockage there.
Well, blow out all the turpentine.
This is where I'm laying.
You want a creeper?
Probably. Things just changed over here.
That is some yellow gas. Mmm. It's about as yellow as that Prestone bottle behind it. So, the potential of having nothing at the fuel line right there is that maybe varnish just filled up and plugged that thing off. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That's a lot of gas to not get any at the hose there.
This is quite a bit of varnish here.
So here is the pickup, and now it has a bunch of little holes. Hopefully, if there's anything left in the tank, if it tries to clog up the base, it can still get some fuel in up here. My warranty goes to the driveway. Because you're my friend, I'll warranty it all the way to the border of South Dakota.
Oh.
All the way to the border. Because I can make it to the border in about 40 minutes. So you got a 40-minute leeway of where I'll come get you. I always tell Matt when I'm coming into Utah, I say, hey, I've made it into the Utah border. If something happens, you're going to have to come get me.
It's my problem now.
Yep. Colin didn't like the carpet, but I think he realized that the carpet was holding the floor together. Fuel pump. I hear it. Oh, there it is. That's even pretty clean.
Pretty clean. Now. Oh, I didn't film that. Hey, we gotta redo that. Turn that off. You got it.
I got it. It's alive.
I think you're doing Colt first. There, you two are doing video. Come on, Colt, go for a ride.
Going for a ride?
Here, hold on, let me go out there. Ooh, oh, we did not have any turn signals.
You got faster than I thought you would. No brakes.
Let me get this.
Is she? Pushing it to the floor. Still a little smoky in here.
Must be low.
Ooh, yeah.
A little low on the ATF.
It's driving though.
It drives nice. So these cars did not come with a park on the automatics.
Yeah, there's no park. I do know that.
So they put a serious amount of parking brake into these cars. It's got pretty good power.
Uh-oh.
I just need to add some transmission fluid. You got any?
I do. Oh my gracious.
Oh, the turn signals do work. Do I have any lights?
Yeah, you got right now.
Look at that.
brakes. I have some.
Got enough braking. That's some is more than none. Yeah, I'd say it works. That was a hand dash stop there.
So these cars drive really nice. They are. There's nothing else quite like them. Transmission's working good.
Nice. That's a plus. He didn't vacuum that out.
Time to vacuum that out. Did we just run out of gas?
No way.
Yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah.
5 gallons that quick?
That whole drive was done on just
What was left in the tank? Or what was left in the bowl?
in the bowls, yeah.
All the tail lights are good, but there's no lights except this one. So we found this piece, which is most of the tail light. We might be able to tape it in there.
Yeah.
I want you to be as legal as possible.
Goodness, Dad, you're gonna be so amazed at this.
Won't even know.
Are you guaranteeing it for 100,000 miles?
I'm guaranteeing it for my driveway. Can't even
Can't
tell.
even tell the difference.
Colt's Taillight Repair Shop, 1-800, we fix it. So in one day we were able to get this thing running, driving, brakes in it, it works, and now they're going to take off and try to get as far as they can tonight and get home in this Corvair.
And I feel good about it. Well, thank you so much, Colt. Colt is just a good guy. That's all I can say. Okay, see you guys.
See ya! I think they rushed out of here because they wanted to get out of cleaning up the garage. Alright guys, so just in a couple of days I was able to take that computer out, help Matt get the Corvair running, and then send this computer off, and I got it back already. Check this out. So here's my computer that I just got back from Wrangler Fix, and I'll tell you what, man, they have a fast turnaround. They told me a lot of cool things too. So there's two kinds of computers that Jeeps came with. One was a Huntsville and one was a Motorola. The Motorola is a better version. Usually you won't have problems with it. Unfortunately, mine was a Huntsville. And so they had to take it apart. They had to pull a chipboard out, repair it, find the problems, and then repair it. I did go ahead and have them delete the skim module as well, because at this point I am tired of messing with that skim module. But they said they plugged into this thing, it immediately died, so then they had to tear into it. They did fix everything. These guys fix it correctly. They don't just drill holes and cut things up. They actually take this out, they bake out the chipboard and fix it. They can also do all your Dodge diesels as well, and they have some pretty neat stuff for the 12 valve if you give them a call. So Wrangler Fix was a huge help with the FC, if you guys remember that. And that was because we had an LJ frame, different year motors, different year transmissions, and they were able to make a computer that worked for it. We also have a discount code I'm going to put right here. So if you guys have any ECU issues with any of your Mopars or diesel Dodges or anything else, give them a call because they can probably hook you up. So every one of these plugs is different, so you don't have to worry about plugging into the wrong one. So because I decided to delete the skim module out of here, you do have to disconnect it at the dash and just make sure that it's off. That way it doesn't try to read something it doesn't have. There we go. I can just leave that out of the way, zip tie it up, or just tie it back over here, and we're good. Alright, so we got it to start. That's a plus. We'll take it for a test drive. The one thing when you delete the skim is you're gonna have that, which is, that's your no key light, but the thing's still running, so you know that what they did worked, and we've completely erased the skim. Now the only way I can get rid of that light is pull the dash out and pull that little bulb out of it. I mean, that's really it. So that's what I'll do down the road, but I want to make sure this thing's going to drive, going to hold up. All right, test drive number 2. Let's make sure this works out this time and it doesn't die at the end of my driveway. But I do have my cell phone in case I need to call my wife and have her come pick me up. Even though I repaired the skim, and unfortunately that wasn't my ultimate issue, it was the computer. I'm actually still kind of disappointed that the dealership couldn't figure this out, that they couldn't do it, that they said they couldn't get any parts to fix this Jeep. Most mechanics are pretty darn smart, so I'm kind of disappointed. It's like they just didn't want to work on it, and then they just reset it like I showed you guys earlier in the video, and it took just a couple of minutes to do that and charged me an astronomical amount of money, more than I paid to try to fix the skim and get the computer fixed. So, you know, doing it myself, if I'd have just done the computer skim delete right out the gate, I would have saved a bunch of money. I just would have had to have the time to send the computer off and get it back. But I didn't realize that Market Wrangler Fix, those guys were so fast. I mean, they just banged it out and sent it right back to me. I mean, it was I mailed it off on a 2-day delivery. They got it on a Friday. I got it back on Tuesday. Like, it was fast. Their turnaround is quick. And that's all the way to Florida from western South Dakota. So that's a long ways to go, and it was a quick turnaround. So that was pretty cool. If you guys think I should build this Liberty or do something with it, let me know down below. Let me know what you think. Should I do a mild build, or should I go all out and build a crazy rock crawler Liberty? But either way, let me know down below. It won't happen anytime soon. I got about 5 projects in front of it. Well, I've drove into town. I've driven all over town. I've put about 15-20 miles in this thing with no issues, so I'd say that we got it fixed. So thank you, Wrangler Fix, for repairing my ECU and getting it to work correctly. Make sure you guys do check out Matt's video and see where he got with that Corvair, because once we got out of South Dakota, that warranty expired. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.